journey has lasted perhaps 17, 18 hours, but we've arrived. We're in Romania.
Welcome to Romania.
The level of English is just phenomenal, and I think it's very, very exciting. I am excited about Romania.
Most young people here are able to speak excellent English.
I started learning during the communist period, but that didn't last for I think only for 1 year I was in that system. It was grammar translation basically as methodology. It was pretty good. I started learning when I was in the 5th grade, so that was I think I was about 10. And I kept studying through to high school and then to the Faculty of Foreign Languages. And this experience here, teaching in this school, has changed somehow my perspective upon teaching and learning English, because, as I said before, it was all very, let's learn new words, let's do some grammar, let's read something, so very traditional. And here it's a lot more interactive and a lot more fun, so I'm enjoying it. Well, coming from such a traditional system, I had obviously problems with conversation and listening. I went abroad to England for a couple of years, and that helped me a lot. Coming back home, I found that younger students no longer have the same problem as I did. On the contrary, they tend to have problems with stuff like grammar or vocabulary, and they are very fluent, but still need a lot of work on these very boring things.
It was kind of funny because when we learned a certain rule in English, or we learned a certain category of phrasal verbs, for example, or it was kind of difficult for us to get used to the tenses you have in English. So practically we had to make a lot of speeches, a lot of conversation, discussions, and usually we made like short plays, or for example we had to just videotape, make some videos about a certain subject using lots of phrasal verbs, using lots of verbs at a certain tense or something like this. So everything was very focused on a certain thing, and usually it was very interactive.
First started learning English when I was about, I don't know, maybe 10, 12. Romania just got Cartoon Network and all sorts of English speaking programs and so on. And I just started, just by looking at the images and connected them to the words, I started learning English. And from that point on, in the educational system of Romania, I started learning English. But most of my English skills, I got in by myself, by being self-taught.
I took a few lessons when I was about 20, and I've studied English on my own. And then it was a gradual process. I suppose every year I discovered new things that I would like to improve in terms of communication, and I started reading in English. Yeah, so it took me, I don't know, it took me quite a few years to learn English, but I was dedicated.
It was my own personal interest in the language that got me through. As I said, just by watching movies, and then when I went to college, I started reading a lot in English. I read like 2-3 books per week in English, and that helped me a lot. And that's how I got better, just every day using the language. And once I got to meet native speakers, that also helped me, because I'm an auditive learner, and I mimic very well the sound. I mimic very well the sounds, and that's how I also learned some English.
I had an interest in music, in British music, I suppose. You know, that sort of thing. I like the Beatles, yeah, I just decided to learn English, and I took a few lessons, and then little by little I discovered I just thought it was a very interesting subject.
Television, internet, magazines, cartoons for the children. I think also songs, come on, music. I think that if you go to a club in Romania, or I don't know, even nowadays our music are Romanian, the Romanian bands sing in English.
Focus on things you like. I mean, if you are the type of learner that picks up words and is very interested in vocabulary, focus on that. If you like to communicate very much to people, if you want to make friends, be as open-minded about speaking as possible. If you're interested in, you're very structured and organized and you want to know the grammar first, start with that. So go at your own pace and do not become discouraged.
My teacher advised me to cover the translations from the Discovery, and in my room I had a piece of paper who was stick on the TV, and everybody who entered in my room was, "What are you having there? Why do you have that that mark on the TV? What have you done? Did you broke your TV?" No, it's just something personal.
Listen to native speakers and to try to speak like they do, and to get into conversations in English as much as they can.
Just get up on that horse and persevere. Just perseverance. And do as I did. Watch a lot of movies without subtitles, without voiceovers. That's where you gotta start.
Do what you like, and if you like learning English, do it for the sake of it.